In a world filled with endless noise, notifications, and mental overload, training the mind has become more essential than ever. Many mistake this practice for positive thinking, motivation, or forcing themselves to stay strong. But from a Shaolin perspective, true training is the art of creating inner order in the midst of chaos. An untrained mind reacts instantly. It jumps from thought to thought, emotion to emotion. A trained mind observes first, then responds. That space between stimulus and response is discipline. Today, exhaustion is not born from life being too hard. It comes from fragmented attention. Social media, comparison, and endless information scatter the mind. A scattered mind struggles to focus, to commit, to believe. Shaolin monks are not trained to escape difficulty. They are trained to remain calm within difficulty. Silence is not emptiness, it is structure. Stillness is not weakness, it is readiness. This mindset is not reserved for monks or temples. It applies to students facing exams, entrepreneurs facing uncertainty, and anyone navigating emotional pain. This journey offers no shortcuts, no mystical promises. It offers a clear framework inspired by Shaolin psychology. Discipline becomes calm, calm becomes confidence, and confidence becomes self-belief. To begin this path, we must first explore the philosophy that places the mind before the body, and awareness before force. At the heart of Shaolin psychology lies a simple principle. The mind leads, the body follows. This is not mystical, nor symbolic. It is practical, and deeply aligned with modern psychology. Before the body is trained to endure hardship, the mind is trained to remain steady. Without mental stability, physical strength collapses. Without inner discipline, effort breaks under pressure. In psychology, this is called top-down regulation. Attention, emotional control, decision-making, guiding behavior. When these functions are weak, impulses take over. We know what we should do, yet fail to do it consistently. Knowledge without discipline creates frustration, not progress. Shaolin training was never about aggression. It was about self-mastery. An undisciplined mind creates conflict, doubt, impatience, reactivity. Over time, these drain energy, and weaken self-belief. Discipline in Shaolin is not punishment. It is clarity through repetition. Daily practice of fundamentals builds patience, humility, focus. Think of mental fitness like a muscle. An untrained muscle shakes under load, tires quickly, recovers slowly. The same is true for the mind. Modern life fragments attention. Shaolin anticipated this centuries ago, by designing life around attention training. Another key principle is process over outcome. Modern culture obsesses over results, success, speed, recognition. Shaolin values process, showing up, repeating fundamentals, refining awareness. When identity is tied to process, failure loses its power. You are defined not by outcomes, but by commitment. Shaolin discipline is not rigid, not cruel. It adapts to the practitioner. The goal is not to break the individual, but to remove resistance. Over time, discipline feels natural. What once felt forced, becomes familiar. What once felt difficult, becomes calm. For modern life, discipline is not something you need more of. It is something you practice gently, consistently. The mind is trained not by intensity, but by continuity. Yet philosophy alone is not enough. To understand why this works, we must explore the psychology behind discipline, and how the trained mind behaves differently under pressure. Mental discipline is not a gift you are born with. It is a trainable capacity, shaped through repeated practice. At the center of discipline is attention control. Attention is the gateway to learning, to emotional balance, to decision-making. When attention is unstable, emotions react, behavior becomes impulsive. Stress and anxiety rise, not because people are weak, but because attention is hijacked. Shaolin training addresses this directly. By returning attention again and again to one simple task. Breath, posture, movement. The mind learns stability. This strengthens executive control. The ability to resist distraction, to delay impulses. This is why disciplined people appear calm under pressure. Their nervous system has been trained to pause, instead of panic. Another pillar of discipline is delayed gratification. The brain naturally seeks immediate comfort. But growth requires patience. Studies show that those who can wait, achieve more in the long run. Shaolin practice is daily training in waiting. Choosing mastery over ease. Imagine two people facing the same challenge. One relies on motivation, the other on discipline. Motivation rises and falls with mood. Discipline acts regardless of mood. Routine reduces decision fatigue. The mind becomes calm, consistent, reliable. Repetition is not meant to bore the practitioner. It teaches presence even when stimulation is low. Boredom becomes a teacher. Modern psychology confirms this. The ability to tolerate low stimulation builds resilience, while constant stimulation weakens focus. Most importantly, discipline reshapes identity. Each time you act with intention, the brain learns. I can trust myself. Self-belief grows not from saying, I am strong, but from living, I keep my word to myself. Shaolin discipline is not restrictive. It is liberating. It frees the mind from chaos, from constant reaction, from exhaustion. But discipline alone is incomplete. To deepen this path, we must explore stillness, and how presence becomes a source of strength. In modern culture, stillness is often misunderstood. It is seen as inactivity, weakness, or lack of ambition. But from a Shaolin perspective, nothing could be further from the truth. Stillness is not the absence of action. It is the foundation of precise action. A still mind is not empty, it is organized. It directs energy exactly where it is needed, without waste. Psychology calls this presence. Presence means attention anchored in the current moment, not scattered across worries, memories, or imagined futures. When presence is weak, anxiety thrives. When presence is strong, stress decreases, clarity appears. Consider high-pressure professions. A surgeon in the middle of an operation. A pilot facing an emergency. An athlete preparing for a decisive moment. All share one quality, focused calm. Their minds are quiet, not because the situation is easy, but because attention is fully absorbed. This is stillness in action. For Shaolin, stillness is preparation. Before movement, there is alignment. Before power, there is balance. When the mind pauses, observes, and chooses, strength is conserved. Psychology calls this response flexibility. The ability to select a response, instead of being controlled by impulse. Imagine receiving criticism at work. An untrained mind reacts defensively, emotionally. A trained mind pauses. That pause, even a few seconds, protects self-respect. It is not suppression, it is intelligent restraint. Shaolin values stillness because it sharpens focus. Focus builds trust in one's own mind. Confidence no longer depends on external approval. It comes from being internally anchored. Practicing stillness does not require hours of silence. It begins with small moments. Pausing before responding. Noticing the breath during routine tasks. Listening fully without preparing a reply. These micro-practices retrain attention. They reduce mental noise. Gradually, the mind learns it does not need to rush to feel safe. Stillness becomes a quiet form of strength. It supports focus, emotional balance, and inner authority. And from this stillness, a deeper confidence begins to emerge. For Shaolin, stillness is preparation. Before movement, there is alignment. Before power, there is balance. When the mind pauses, observes, and chooses, strength is conserved. Psychology calls this response flexibility. The ability to select a response, instead of being controlled by impulse. Imagine receiving criticism at work. An untrained mind reacts defensively, emotionally. A trained mind pauses. That pause, even a few seconds, protects self-respect. It is not suppression, it is intelligent restraint. Shaolin values stillness because it sharpens focus. Focus builds trust in one's own mind. Confidence no longer depends on external approval. It comes from being internally anchored. Practicing stillness does not require hours of silence. It begins with small moments. Pausing before responding. Noticing the breath during routine tasks. Listening fully without preparing a reply. These micro-practices retrain attention. They reduce mental noise. Gradually, the mind learns it does not need to rush to feel safe. Stillness becomes a quiet form of strength. It supports focus, emotional balance, and inner authority. And from this stillness, a deeper confidence begins to emerge. In modern society, confidence is often loud. It is displayed through bold words, constant self-promotion, the need for validation. But from a Shaolin perspective, this kind of confidence is fragile. It collapses when approval disappears. True self-belief is quiet. It does not announce itself. It is felt as trust in one's own capacity, to endure, to adapt, to remain steady. Psychology calls this self-efficacy. The belief that you can influence outcomes through your actions. And it grows not through praise, but through keeping commitments to yourself. Shaolin confidence is earned, through disciplined action. Imagine two people learning a difficult skill. One constantly asks, "Am I good enough? Am I doing it right?" The other focuses quietly on practice, repetition, improvement. Over time, the second develops calm certainty. Confidence built not on comparison, but on lived evidence. Shaolin monks do not train to feel superior. They train to be reliable to themselves. Each completed practice, no matter how simple, becomes a vote of confidence. The mind learns. I can trust myself. This is why Shaolin confidence appears grounded, calm, unshaken. Consider a modern example. One person exercises only when motivated. Another trains consistently, even on low-energy days. The second develops not only strength, but certainty. They know emotions fluctuate, but commitment does not. This creates self-respect, and self-respect is the root of lasting confidence. Shaolin self-belief avoids comparison. Comparison shifts attention outward, weakens confidence. Shaolin training turns attention inward. Progress is measured against yesterday's self, not against others. Psychology confirms, excessive comparison breeds anxiety. Quiet confidence grows when focus returns to personal values. For modern life, cultivating this confidence means consistency over visibility. Doing meaningful work even when no one is watching. Over time, this builds inner authority. You no longer need to convince others of your worth. Because your nervous system already knows it. Quiet confidence is not arrogance. It is humility combined with strength. It allows you to face uncertainty without panic. Criticism without collapse. But to fully develop this self-belief, you must also learn to face discomfort. Because growth always demands it. Mental pain is something most people try to avoid. Discomfort, frustration, boredom, self-doubt. They see these as signs that something is wrong. But from a Shaolin perspective, this view is incomplete. Mental pain is not a signal to stop. It is often a signal that growth is happening. The problem is not pain itself. It is our relationship with it. Resistance appears whenever the mind is asked to move beyond the familiar. The brain seeks comfort, predictability, energy conservation. When we build new habits, or confront inner limits, discomfort arises. This is not weakness, it is biology. Shaolin training reframes discomfort. It is not treated as an enemy, but as feedback. The monk learns to observe resistance, without escaping immediately. This is not about seeking suffering. It is about choosing voluntary challenge. Voluntary challenge strengthens resilience. Because you remain in control of the difficulty. Consider silence. For many, silence quickly becomes uncomfortable. Thoughts race, emotions surface, the urge to distract grows strong. An untrained mind interprets this as danger. A trained mind interprets it as information. Over time, the nervous system learns, discomfort can be survived. This builds emotional endurance. Another example is effort without immediate reward. Studying, exercising, building a skill, progress is slow, invisible. Shaolin practice accepts this reality. Repetition without instant gratification becomes conditioning. Psychology calls this distress tolerance. Those with higher tolerance manage stress, setbacks, uncertainty more effectively. Shaolin toughness is not self-punishment. Growth happens at the edge of comfort, not in extremes. Ignoring limits leads to burnout, not strength. Balance is essential, effort followed by recovery, challenge followed by reflection. In modern life, resistance appears as procrastination, self-criticism, avoidance. Recognizing these patterns without judgment is the first step to mastery. Each time you stay present with discomfort, instead of escaping, self-trust grows. The mind learns. I can face this. Over time, pain becomes confidence, not fear. Inner growth is not a dramatic breakthrough. It is the quiet accumulation of moments. Moments where discomfort was met with awareness, not avoidance. Through this process, resilience becomes part of identity. Philosophy and psychology are important. But transformation only happens through practice. Shaolin-inspired mental training is not something you think about. It is something you live, every day. Mental training means repeating simple actions. Actions that strengthen attention, emotional balance, and self-observation. Just as muscles grow through exercise, the mind grows through consistent inner practice. Shaolin values consistency over intensity. Small efforts, repeated daily, reshape the nervous system. This is how discipline becomes natural. One practice is attention training through ordinary actions. Choose a simple daily activity, walking, washing dishes, drinking tea. Do it with full awareness, no multitasking, no phone. Just attention. This teaches the mind to stay present, even without stimulation. Over time, restlessness decreases, focus increases. Another practice is emotional observation without reaction. Emotions arise throughout the day: irritation, anxiety, impatience. Instead of suppressing or expressing them immediately, observe them. Where do they appear in the body? How intense are they? Do they change? This builds emotional intelligence. Emotions become experiences, not commands. Imagine feeling frustrated in traffic. The automatic reaction is anger, stress. The trained response is awareness. Notice tension in the body, the urge to react, the breath. This interrupts the stress cycle. Over time, calm becomes more accessible. A third practice is keeping small promises to yourself. Commit to 5 minutes of focused practice each day. The size of the promise is less important than its consistency. Each time you follow through, the brain registers reliability. This builds self-trust. The mind learns. I can rely on myself. Shaolin training emphasizes sustainability. Practices should challenge, but not overwhelm. Extremes lead to burnout, balance leads to longevity. The goal is not to escape life, but to train within it. Daily life becomes the training ground. Through these practices, discipline stops being abstract. It becomes lived experience. And once discipline is established internally, it can be applied outwardly. To work, to relationships, to life's challenges. Mental training proves its value only when applied in real life. The strength of Shaolin psychology lies in its practicality. It is designed not for ideal conditions, but for pressure, uncertainty, and human complexity. In work and responsibility, a disciplined mind responds differently to pressure. Deadlines, evaluations, constant comparison. An untrained mind interprets pressure as threat. Stress rises, emotions react. A trained mind interprets pressure as information. Feedback becomes data, not danger. This pause protects self-esteem, and allows rational response. In relationships, discipline becomes emotional intelligence in action. Conflicts often escalate not because of the issue, but because of unconscious reactions. A disciplined mind listens fully, before preparing a defense. This is not passive acceptance. It is clarity before response. Psychology shows that emotional regulation leads to healthier relationships. Presence becomes respect. In failure and setbacks, Shaolin training offers a new perspective. Failure is not identity, it is feedback. Modern culture equates failure with worthlessness. Shaolin separates action from self-worth. A failed attempt becomes data, not a verdict. Motivation is preserved, resilience grows. Decision-making under uncertainty also changes. Many delay choices out of fear. A trained mind trusts itself. Decisions are made with awareness, not panic. Even imperfect outcomes do not destroy self-respect. This reduces overthinking, increases momentum. Practical integration requires small habits. Pausing before reacting. Reflecting after setbacks. Choosing thoughtful responses over automatic ones. Gradually, the trained mind becomes the default state. Calm replaces chaos, clarity replaces confusion. Applying Shaolin mental training to modern life is not about detachment. It is about being internally anchored. And once this anchor is established, we must also clarify the common misunderstandings. Misunderstandings that often distort the meaning of mental strength. As interest in Shaolin philosophy grows, so do misunderstandings. True mental strength is subtle, balanced, deeply human. But it is often distorted into extremes. One common misunderstanding is emotional suppression. Many believe strength means feeling less, or hiding emotions. But suppression weakens the mind. Emotions carry information. Ignoring them creates tension, stress, burnout. Real strength is understanding emotions, without being ruled by them. Another myth is discipline as self-punishment. People push themselves harshly, believing suffering proves growth. But Shaolin discipline is not cruelty. It is structure, clarity, stability. Effort that leads to resentment or exhaustion is misaligned. Sustainable discipline respects limits, while gently expanding them. Social media adds another distortion. The aesthetic of strength without substance. Images of monks, silence, extreme routines. Romanticized, stripped of context. People imitate appearances, without adopting principles. Patience, humility, balance. This leads to frustration, when results do not match expectations. Real strength develops slowly, invisibly, without performance. Another dangerous misunderstanding is isolation. Some believe toughness means handling everything alone. But true strength seeks support when needed. It does not confuse independence with avoidance. Shaolin philosophy values community, guidance, shared discipline. Strength is not isolation, it is connection. Clarifying these misconceptions is essential. Because mental strength is not about extremes. It is about balance, awareness, and humanity. Only then can discipline become calm. And calm become confidence. The journey of the Shaolin mind is not about becoming invincible. It is about becoming internally stable. Discipline creates calm. Calm creates confidence. Confidence creates self-belief. We have explored philosophy, psychology, daily practice, and modern application. Each step shows that strength is not loud. It is quiet, balanced, deeply human. True mental training is not reserved for monks. It belongs to anyone willing to practice. Students, entrepreneurs, seekers of growth. All can cultivate this inner anchor. Remember, mental pain is not the enemy. Resistance is not failure. They are signals of growth. Moments to build resilience. Stillness is not weakness. It is readiness. Confidence is not arrogance. It is humility combined with strength. Shaolin wisdom teaches us. The mind leads, the body follows. Awareness comes before force. Carry these principles into your daily life. Pause before reacting. Observe before judging. Commit before doubting. Through small consistent actions, you will discover the silent power within. A power that does not need to shout. Because it is already steady. This is the way of the Shaolin mind. Quiet, disciplined, resilient. And always prepared to meet life with clarity.